How do we meet the future? Amazing things are in store for our children, and yet we have no idea what they are. Our brain has limited vision of the ideas, professions, and ways of being that will be essential for thriving in the near future, much less the distant one. Their future is unknown. In fact, the future itself has always been uncertain. Which is why our brain evolved to be plastic. It's adapted to adapt. So if our children are to thrive, then we need to educate them to express the most fundamental aspect of their own brain, which is its inherent ability to adapt. It's why humans have been able to not only exist, but thrive in a diversity of environments that far exceeds the adaptability of any other mammal. A problem with many education systems, though, is that they're prone to teach not how to look, but what to look at. We tend to teach children to be efficient more than we teach them in a way that draws out their creativity, that inherent ability to see differently. Each child is a non-typical learner. Each child is unique in their abilities, passions, and life experiences. Too often, the result is a comfortably numb brain that has lost its innate drive for learning in favor of a life that is reflexive and familiar and less creative and ultimately less fulfilling than it might have been. What we are doing differently is to use our expertise in the principles of adaptable systems, neuroscience, and education to create a learning ecology that fosters and maintains each young person's innate drives for expanding their perception in a manner that is specific to that young person. We will also focus on subjects and content that truly matter to living life practically, emotionally, and insightfully. The young person will not only learn how to think, but how to live in a world that doesn't yet exist, as well as practically in the present world that does. During their time at Real Academy, they will not simply learn about science, they will become a scientist. They will not just learn about art, they will become an artist. They will not only learn about cooking, they will become a chef. They will not be taught, they will be mentored. They will not be treated like students of school, but like independent researchers and creators of an actual laboratory and creative studio. Their learning will be embodied. The Lab of Misfits is a perceptual neuroscience student that is also a real laboratory, which is home to designers, artists, scientists, with the aim of applying the principles of perception to enable others to better understand how and why they see what they do, because everything begins with perception. The Lab of Misfits has a long history in education and learning. It has created an education program that resulted in the youngest published scientist in the world at 8 to 10 years old and the youngest ever main stage TED speaker. In the view of the Lab of Misfits, science is not a process. It's an evolved way of being that we call play with intention. And this is also true for art and design, dance, and music. It's a way of being that is core to becoming and being an authentic, creative, and conscious human being. As a neuroscience lab, we are co-developing a unique learning experience with the Real Academy, an environment that will be an actual laboratory that unites science and art, where young people and their parents and even their teachers learn how to thrive in uncertainty.